play. And the haters gonna hate, baby. I'm just gonna shake. Shake it off. Heartbreaker's gonna break. And the faker's gonna fake, baby. I'm just gonna shake.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in to another episode of the Just Cuz Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host today, Matthew Roberts, trying to come on strong so I keep this job because it's the only thing I have going for me right now in life. I'm joined today, as always, by my lovely co-host, Kyle.
What's up?
And we are not joined today by my loser brother, Blake.
Yes.
So we get to trash his team today.
The best and the brightest.
Right. We get to talk trash about him today. And he can't do anything about it because he doesn't have a microphone. All right. So let's just get right into it. Let's get into the power rankings. So
I think
this was Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to chime in one quick thing. I think there were a ridiculous amount of trades. So I say we just roll off these power rankings because it's just you and I anyway, and not debate them too much, and then we can spend some time on the trades because there are a ridiculous amount.
All right, we'll just read off the teams in order. How about that?
That sounds fantastic.
So number one overall, as last week we had 50 Shades of Slay, and this week didn't do much to change that. Good victory, Spencer. 2, You See Me Win. 3, Jared's Golf Balls. We had a tie for 4th, so that's going to be Bubonic Plague and Chronic Bronchitis. Kyle ranked Blake 6th to spite him. I ranked him 3. So moving on to number 6 is Kyle Is Gonna Really Win, making the playoffs. 7, Back to the Future. 8. Do we have an 8? Yep, there it is. The View from the 417. Number 9, Leonard's Tourette's. 10, Malignant Carcinoma. Thank you, Kyle. And 11, Devin's So Funchess. 12, Team Timophilus Flu. So why do we have... I just want to discuss this real quick. Why do we have Devin's Toe Funchess above Timophilus Flu?
I just like his team better. I think it's a fluke that hasn't won a game, and I think he could and probably will win this week. I don't like the OBJ made it weaker, but Mark Ingram, AJ Green, Cam Newton. I like his team so much better. That's why. And I think at the end of the year he'll probably finish above Timophilus Flu. Yeah,
he's definitely gotten better due to trades that we will talk about
Actually,
in a sec.
I almost regret putting that there because I was looking at the old rankings when Timophilus Flu only had 2 wins. So I would like to reverse course. And because 3 wins, that's going to be, that puts him, that's 3 more than Devin's Toe Funches. Yeah. So...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Hey, but it's funny you mentioned that playoff thing because I don't know if you know this, but if the playoffs were right now, based on last week's, the standings as of right this second, I would actually make them. I'm in 6th place with the points and everything.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
That's insane.
Yeah, impressive.
Do we do divisional playoffs, or is it the...
I think it's just 6 best records.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive.
Divisions don't mean anything.
Should I talk about my stat of the week?
You can.
As a Texans fan, I'm going to skew this very pro Deshaun Watson, who threw 5 freaking touchdowns Thursday night.
That was insane.
He's looking like his old self once again.
Oh, that Hopkins catch, man.
Dude,
that Hopkins catch.
Those refs in that first quarter, second quarter, it was ridiculous.
They're ridiculous.
They're so bad. They were so bad.
Even the commentators were tearing them up, and they never tear up the refs.
And I'm not even saying... There were calls on us that should have been called, too. It was both ways. They were just awful. It was just really embarrassing. But anyway, stat of the week. Despite him throwing 5 touchdowns, well, I guess, people didn't have that 2020 hindsight. He was only started in 46.3% of ESPN leagues. Deshaun Watson was.
Dang.
I was one of those 46%. So,
Yeah.
thankfully. So, yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty wild that
Yeah.
a lot of
You were.
people missed out on that. Over half of leagues.
Was it this week or last week that you were tilting on him a little bit? Because I know you were debating starting Baker above him at some point.
Oh, last week I did because he played at Jacksonville, and I didn't
Right.
regret that because Baker had like 20 and he had like 10.
Right.
But he's a must start every week for me, except at Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But he's a must start every week.
Right.
Yeah. Well, what we got
Well,
next?
let's move into some trades. The trades that made Jake's team so much better. So that is Devin Stofunches traded Odell Beckham Jr. and Jalen Richard. Again, hindsight, Jalen Richard is probably worth a little more than what he gave him up for. But STD, Timophilus Flu traded
Nope.
Kenyon Drake and Keenan Allen.
That's not Timophilus Flu. That is gonna really win.
Or sorry, gonna really win. Same thing.
Yes.
So just to repeat, Odell Beckham Jr. and Jalen Richard for Kenyon Drake and Keenan Allen. Kyle, how did you feel about this trade?
Well,
after you made
considering
it?
I'm in it, and after the fact, Odell had his best receiving week of the year. I felt fantastic. Also, Keenan Allen only put up like 12 points. So I felt super fantastic. Kenyon Drake has been pretty solid. He was Thursday and he was this past weekend that we're recapping. But I absolutely cannot trust him. So he was pretty much dead to me and I wasn't starting him no matter what. That's why I wasn't too bothered with giving him up. Sadly, I ended up having to drop Jalen Richard, but I love Odell, so I feel great. Did I win this one, Matt?
I think you won this one. I think both of you, in hindsight, won this one. Jake needed more running back depth, like really badly.
Yeah. I'm curious to see if Keenan Allen ever gets it turned around. Right now, it just looks like Phillip Rivers is playing so well. He doesn't have to hyper-target Keenan Allen anymore. He actually finds the open guy, which is annoying for Keenan Allen owners.
Right.
So,
well,
looks like we got
speaking
a
of
trade
annoying,
with you
let's
next.
move into the next trade. Yeah, Kyle, you want to read this off? I can't.
Yeah, sure. You stupidly gave up Kareem Hunt, Antonio Brown, and Jermaine Kearse for
that last one
the
was
now
okay.
injured Sony Michel, Julio, and Brandon Cooks. So I guess I'll talk about it, and then you can give your rebuttal.
No, I want to talk about it.
You want to go first?
Yes.
Go for it.
As soon as I made this trade,
I wanted to hear your logic behind it. Like, what were you thinking when you made this? That's kind of
I felt so sick after I made this trade. I couldn't sleep all night because I made this trade. Oh my god. What I was thinking was I can only lose two more games.
Did you forget Julio had the bye the week right after?
No, I didn't. I knew that. I was like, I need to win right now, and if I wait, then I'm going to lose 3 weeks in a row because Philip Lindsay and Alex Collins also had bye weeks in week 10, so I knew I was going to lose that week.
I can't remember, though. Did you win this past week doing this trade in order to lock up the win?
I didn't because Sony Michel got hurt in the first quarter, like the second series that the second drive the Patriots made, and he fumbled on that play.
Yeah, I think what did he end
Which
up
gave
with?
my
Like, minus
defense
points?
2 points, but
Yeah, did he end up with minus?
no, he got like 2.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of Burrito this past week.
But if he doesn't get hurt, and that puts me in a good position. That puts me in a better position to where, like, I think I would have won.
Yeah, if he doesn't get hurt and puts up an additional 23 points, you could have tied.
I mean, he has done it like the past 2 weeks. But I was like, I need to make up for Antonio Brown being on bye, and I need to make up for just my lack of depth at every position.
I just want to, I don't want to, treat our audience wrong here, so I feel like we need to be as accurate as possible. Sony Michel has never put up 23 or more points this entire season.
Really?
Really.
He's put up 20, right?
What?
He's put up at least 20, right?
He put up 22.6 2 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh. That's oh my god. Kyle, don't even talk to me.
Well, I'm just saying, had he put up
Whatever.
22.6, you still would have lost.
Yeah. But it gave me
Fun.
I was gonna do what gave me the best chance of winning. I did not know Kareem Hunt would put up like 30.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I would have started Jermaine Kearse, who put up 0 points.
What did Kareem Hunt end up with? I think he almost outscored Julio, Brandon Cooks, and Sony just by himself. Like a couple points away. Yeah, that's really sad.
Because Sony got hurt.
Yeah, obviously that didn't help, but just from the trade standpoint, I felt like you gave up the best running back and the best receiver in the trade, which usually means you're losing it. Unless you have some really big problems and you need to trade for depth.
Well, I figured Brandon Cooks could make up for that, but...
Yeah, but you don't really need... I didn't think you really needed depth that badly. Like, you had a solid bench and stuff, but... Oh, well.
Yeah.
Blake wins
another
trade.
This is where I'm at right now. This is my team. So, let's move into the next trade because I'm starting to feel sick again. All right. So we had another trade. Oh my gosh, this one, oh my gosh. Okay, mine was bad, but this one was, oh my gosh.
How was it
So
bad? Which one?
The very next one we're about to talk about. So,
Go.
Gonna Really Win traded Jared Cook and Trey Burton, and Devin's Toe Funches traded Lamar Miller and Alfred Morris.
And
So let's get right into that. Let's get right into that. So the tight ends that were available, I like just as well, or maybe even a little bit more than I did like anyway. Hindsight, than Jared Cook and Trey Burton. But Trey Burton proved that he could be reliable. But trading Lamar Miller, his like RB2 at the time.
No, at the time, Matt, he put up 9.1, 0, and 4.9 the previous 3 weeks. I think you're thinking that trade happened before the Jacksonville
Before he broke
game.
out.
Right.
Yeah.
So it looked pretty even.
Even though, I don't know. I don't
I
think
actually
it was
thought
that I would not have done this. I would not have gotten 2 tight ends. Like, you traded him 2 tight ends, and then you picked up CJ Uzama, who got however many yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, 1 catch, and it ended up happening to being a touchdown, thank gosh.
But I would not have done this trade. I'll just say that. And he didn't even start Trey Burton. He started Antonio Gates.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake, obviously. But I don't know. At the time, hindsight's 20/20. But excuse me, I have a little bit of a distraction. But anyway, Trey Burton put up 1 million points.
Yeah, that's true. Is he gonna do that on a week-to-week basis? Though is the thing. Because tight end is very unreliable.
I think he will. I don't even think Allen Robinson is playing. So I think he's going to be great this week.
Yeah. Well, okay. All
We'll
right.
see. Obviously, Lamar Miller's had his first 200-yard games back-to-back after he made this trade. Now that's hard to predict. So I think, I actually thought when I made this trade there was a decent chance in a couple of weeks I dropped Lamar Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Thank gosh that didn't happen. But what we got next?
All right. So this is another mistake by me. Yeah. Anyway,
How many mistakes?
Too many, Kyle. I wouldn't make the playoffs anyway, and so I was just like, I'm gonna do some crazy stuff and see if it works out, and it didn't. But so. Belbonic Plague traded Duke Johnson Jr. to me after the news about Carlos Hyde broke. And then I traded Alex Collins to her. So, Yeah, it wasn't too bad this week. I feel like long term it could be very bad.
Yeah, I actually, just the other day, I thought about offering you Duke Johnson for Nick Chubb, but I didn't think you would do it because Nick Chubb's not the starter. So, I didn't want to do an unfair trade with you.
Yeah.
That, for those that are wondering, I think the day before that game, Matt texted me, "Oh, well, Duke Johnson's a starter."
I was half kidding, and I was hoping you would send me over Nick Chubb for Duke Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But now it doesn't seem so bad that I made a trade that we're going to talk about in a minute. So we had another trade. Okay, Katie called. It was me and Kyle on Saturday, I think. I think she was going back and forth between both of us. But asking about this trade. And this is her first ever trade. So congratulations, Katie. But she traded Austin Eckler to You See Me Win. And You See Me Win gave her Latavius Murray and Dion Lewis, who both blew up this weekend. It was absolutely insane.
Wait, this was her first trade?
Yes.
What about the one you just talked about before that?
Oh, psych. This was her first trade with someone other than me. Wait, when did each one happen? I forgot.
Alex Collins happened first, and then
Okay.
the Eckler-Murray one, I think, happened after.
Oh, so congratulations to me, actually, for being the first one to trade with Katie. But anyway, this was
What do you think about this one?
This
Matt?
was a pretty good trade. I told her to do it because she was getting Latavius Murray, who is the starter for who knows how long, and Dion Lewis just absolutely destroyed last weekend, which I did not
honestly-
expect. But
Yeah, I really thought that it was. I thought it was pretty fair, even. But if I actually had to pick a winning side, I would have said it was the Eckler side, just because I would have thought he would have exploded against Tennessee, and somehow ended up with only 11.8 without Melvin Gordon playing.
yeah, their defense is pretty good.
I thought that
Their
was
run
crazy.
defense
and,
is not as good.
And we've seen these hamstring
Usually.
things be annoying and lasting a long time. And I figured if Melvin Gordon missed a long, 4 weeks or so kind of thing, Eckler would be really, really valuable.
Mm-hmm.
But considering how well Dion Lewis played and Latavius, Katie probably got a pretty good deal there. Although Eckler, to the Melvin Gordon owner, that's who Eckler went to, is way more valuable. So I think it's really a win-win, honestly.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, because he
Yeah.
needed someone to fill in for Gordon.
Right, or he needs that insurance because if Gordon goes down, he just
Right.
lost, a top 5 running back, and Eckler I think could be maybe not quite top 5, but pretty darn good.
Yeah,
just
he
as
could be a
fill-in.
running back one.
Easy. Yeah.
Yeah, with
So-
that type of volume and efficiency, I think it's safe to say that he's looking good long term, and so is Katie right now.
Well,
Let's
this
move
next
in-
trade we got,
Okay,
I
yeah,
wanted to
go for
I
it.
wanted to talk about it because you were ripping on Jake for getting Jared Cook and Burton.
I was
and then he
gonna
just
redeem
flipped Jared
myself
Cook.
with this trade because
Yeah, and
just
then
like-
he flipped. So he basically traded Lamar Miller for Trey Burton and Matt Breida, and this is before Miller even did anything. Sounds pretty solid.
that's pretty good
Because this next trade he traded Jared Cook for Matt Breida, FYI.
to Stephen Holman.
To Stephen Holman, yes, 417. So yeah, what do you think about that one, Matt? I guess we haven't seen the game, so
I think
guess
that
we don't
was
have
that
the-
was great for his team because he needed running back depth bad, real bad.
And
now
honestly,
he's got Trey Burton on his team. He doesn't need another tight end.
right, and he's already had his
and
bye.
Matt Breida-
Honestly,
Yeah, Matt Breida, long term, I love him, but right now it's kind of, he's out with the
yeah,
injury.
he's probably not
And
playing.
it could be he's week to week, so
But Jared Cook, I'm actually in love with for this week, and we'll see going forward because with Amari Cooper gone, and we know that they're going
he's
to be
suddenly
down.
solid.
I think he could be a monster. So let's look for that this week.
Right. All right,
Looks
so
like-
moving into this next one.
Ooh, these are today trades.
Yes, this was a combo move by Steven.
These are hot and fresh.
combo move. But anyway, so
he flipped Chubb. How
Okay.
dare he?
I'm going to tell this story real quick. So what he was trying to do was get Brandon Cooks for me, and I was like,
Maybe we should mention the first one, or
well, it ties in. So
Okay,
I'm like, well, it'd probably take something involving Joe Mixon. I said, how about Sony Michelle and Brandon Cooks for like Mixon and Baldwin? And then he's like, no, is there any way you could get around, like, is there any way we could get around Baldwin? And I was like, no. And so this was like a 2-day texting conversation about this one trade, and it ended up not even involving either one of them because he had plans to trade for Nick Chubb, who is on Kyle's team. So let me just read this. So Gonorrhea Wynn traded Nick Chubb to the View from the 417, and Steven traded Gonorrhea Wynn Doug Baldwin. So Nick Chubb for Doug Baldwin straight up. And so Steven asked me, hey, can I trade you Chubb and Mixon for Stephon Diggs and Philip Lindsay? I was like, heck yeah. Like, what the heck? Yeah. Yes. And so I really think both of these trades just like made each team better. I think Nick Chubb and Doug Baldwin is pretty close. As close as an interpositional trade could be. And then I think the one with Philip Lindsay and Stephon Diggs really made his team better. And then Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb gave me some RB depth while Michelle is out. Kyle, what do you think?
I actually really like Nick Chubb. He just so happens I have a lot of running backs I like.
Yeah,
so
you
he
do.
ended up being like the fourth favorite, I think, on my team. And I have only basically 3 receivers. Now they are freaking studs.
Yeah.
But I wanted a little bit of depth just in case something happened.
Yeah, you got
so
it.
that was my logic by giving up Chubb. I do really like him. That being said, I really, really, really like Mixon too. So Philip Lindsay is a little worrisome. I mean, I like him. I don't see him exploding. The Broncos' offense is not what I thought it was.
Right.
Plus, it doesn't look like Freeman is as hurt as we thought he could be.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually think Chubb could be better than Lindsay. But Diggs has underperformed for the targets he has, which I think is just going to turn around. I think he's going to end up being better.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. Yeah, and I wasn't looking down on him at all because I really love Diggs season long, and I always have. But yeah, Lindsay, it's just so frustrating sometimes owning him, but he's a stud, and the Broncos are gonna eventually see that. Otherwise, Vance Joseph is getting fired, one of the two. But yeah, I think I had trouble letting them both go, but for Mixon and Chubb, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think, like I said, sometimes these trades, it looks like a win-win right now. And a lot of these we really won't know for weeks
Right.
how they play out.
True.
So, except, ones that you make with Blake.
Yeah. We don't know.
Or it seems like
We don't know, Kyle.
trades anyone makes with Blake. He gets all the good trades this year.
Yeah, that's very true.
Quit trading with Blake,
My
everyone.
bad.
Anyway, let's go into poopers. Who was the stinkiest for you, Matt, this week? Not necessarily for you, but
Right. I'm gonna go with Matt Breida. Anytime a running back puts up negative 0.5 points, it's always pretty bad. I don't think he got very many carries in this game either because he's dealing with that high ankle sprain. They wanted to play through.
Yeah, he definitely had a bad week. I hate to rip on a guy that had an injury. I think he only played 5 snaps.
Right.
So, I don't know. But Jermaine Kearse played the entire game and was actually one of the only healthy receivers on the Jets and still somehow put up a goose egg, despite a lot of experts thought he was a must-start this week. He has since been dropped, I believe, despite being paid a lot of money for. So, yeah, he was pretty terrible.
Yeah. I'm glad he wasn't in my
Blake-
lineup.
Blake said his entire team is poop, so I guess that's that.
Yeah.
So, let's make some picks for this week, Matt. I did not put them in our little show doc, so I will have to call them out to you.
I'm
or you can call them out,
also
whichever you
looking them
prefer.
up right now. All right. So first up, I have on my list anyway, The View from the 417 and Leonard's Tourette's going head to head.
Huh. Well, let's see. Do you know who you like?
Let me think about it. View from the 417.
Wow, was that little thing you were doing there? Little quick thing.
Yes.
Kamara at Minnesota. T.Y.'s back. Yeah, with Chris Hogan and Carlos Hyde, I think I'm taking 417
Yeah.
too.
It's for the best.
Who you got next on your?
All right, I got Jared's Golf Balls and Team Tomophilus Flu. Oh boy.
All right.
Well,
Well,
Todd Gurley.
you got the Gurley factor.
I'm going with the Todd Gurley, Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill team.
I am also. That's pretty easy for me.
Jared's Golf Balls all the way.
Sorry, Tomophilus Flu.
All right, next we got Bubonic Plague and Kyla's Gonna Really Win, which before this Thursday looked like it was going to be a really close matchup. But,
Oh, you forgot the Deshaun Watson factor.
right, and the Lamar Miller factor.
Yeah, man, it's Miller time.
Oh gosh. That gave me the chills, I'm not going to lie. I want to throw up.
Plus, I'm excited, man. I got my carry-on luggage ready. I don't check anything. I don't check no bags.
Oh my gosh. All right.
So,
I'm going-
who you like me? I
I'll
guess.
go with Kyle. He got 50 points from 2 players. So, pretty dang
Booyah!
good.
Not even my best players.
Actually, that is very true. That's frightening. All right. So, next we have Back to the Future and Chronic Bronchitis. I'm going with Chronic Bronchitis. There's not even a hesitation. Not even a pretend hesitation.
I feel like there's a pretty decent chance LaShawn McCoy and Chris Thompson don't play. Like one of those two.
Mhm.
I think McCoy looks like he's making it through the protocol, but Thompson, I'm going to click his little news thing. Oh, he's full participant. Okay, well, looks like he'll play.
Oh, that's a first.
Emmanuel Sanders at Kansas City. Dude. I actually think this is going to be a lot closer than we think. I think McCaffrey could have a not so great game. Alex Smith sucks. I'm taking Dak to the future.
All right. Let's see. Next we have 50 Shades of Slay and You See Me Win. This one
man.
is actually...
Some powerhouses here.
Yeah. I'm going with 50
Think,
Shades, though.
Yeah, You See Me Win has
Christian Kirk.
Gordon and Eckler on bye, which is very sad for him.
Yes.
So he's flex and whatnot is pretty weak.
Yeah, he lost his powerhouses.
Because of this, I shall also pick 50 Shades. Although Hopkins had a nice game.
He did.
And I think Raheem Mostert, I'm going to now call must start,
Yeah.
is going to tear up Arizona.
Yeah, because he's just explosive. He's amazing.
Yeah. And should get all the work if Breida's out.
Yeah.
But anyway, it looks like we're both taking 50 Shades.
All right. Next we have...
Did we talk about the worst teams?
I don't know how to answer that. Very confused. All right, next we have Devin's Toe Funchus and Malignant Carcinoma. Kyle?
Oh yes, I do. I think your only saving grace from Kenyon Drake putting up 23.5 on you was
The
the Dolphins.
Dolphins,
putting up
yes.
-6.
I think
Without
not.
that, if they would have gotten like 5 points, I would say you have very, very little chance. But because of this and your revamped team, you're starting Doug Martin. Gross.
I don't know. I haven't made that decision in my head.
Who you got on your bench to win me over?
Duke Johnson? Wendell
gross.
Smallwood?
Okay. Enough said.
Traquan Smith?
I'm taking Devin's Toe Funchess. I'm sorry.
Okay. I understand. He's projected for 1.2 more points than I am, so that means everything.
Well, projections.
as we all know.
Projections. Smections.
Projections.
Ooh, like that rhyme.
Nice.
I'm Dr. Seuss over here. Well, I think that's about it for us. You got anything else to add, Matt?
No, I will destroy Devin's toe funches and will send them from whence they came.
I just want everyone to know the reason why this pod is late is because Matt and Blake value other things in life over fantasy football, so it's their
Yeah,
fault.
like school. Ugh.
Stupid.
Hey,
Get your priorities straight.
but I
Matt.
got 1% more than I did on the last test that I had in molecular biology, so mission accomplished.
If only you could put that success towards your fantasy team.
I really wish I could, man. Oh, man.
Oh, that's
You
funny.
don't win at your draft, but you can definitely lose in a trade.
Or many. Yeah. Well, I guess that's it for me.
All right. Well, everyone, like, subscribe, and we will see you next week.
Oh, one more thing. I just want everyone to know that Blake didn't pick them. Going back. Blake picks 417 golf balls. Me, Toe Funchess. Ooh, he picked Toe Funchess over you. And 50 Shades of Slay.
Son of
In
a
the quick
gun.
picks. Alrighty. I think that's it. I can't remember anything else. Until next time.
Like and subscribe. Adios.
And the haters gonna hate, 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 baby. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off.